Tap, 3, 2, 1. Good start to the day. That's what they call a cold open, isn't it? Where am I here? Let's see. Get the camera in the right place. It's not quite sure. Good morning, gang. Good morning, good morning. Usual suspects, I'm sure. Is today I get the paper out of the freezer today. Today is I get the paper out of the freezer today, and it is out. It's on Suga-san and Dei-chan are coming today. I found the plastic thing. I spent 5 minutes digging under my bench this morning to find it. This is now block number, how many have we got? 1, 2, 3. Finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6 of 7. There might be 8 or there might be 7. I don't know. We're going to try test printing with 7 blocks here in a couple of days when we get there. But it could be, I think, we'll need 8 blocks. I'm still not quite sure. And this piece of wood is softer than I want for this. This is going to be the wood for the yellow areas of the light, which are mostly, you know, fine lines. So I would have liked a harder piece of wood, but don't have it. Whoa. Here, looking good. Okay. These lines, this was just for a guide to put that down. They're not going to be carved here. Those are the key block lines. What we're carving here today are these. Let's pop up the original so you can see it. It's not really clear, you know. On the original you can see some lights. There's a row of lanterns. They're white in the middle, and there's a yellow line around each one before it blends into the orange. To go from white to yellow to orange, instead of trying to do it with a gradation, it's cut. So there's yellow and another group of yellow here. And then over on the right hand side of the picture, where you see some very bright area where there's some windows, they also have outline in yellow. And those are here. So we're not carving this part on this block. This is nothing to do with what we're doing now. It's just these lantern lines. The lights, the way Jed has done it, the actual lighted area is white paper. And it looks tinted. I know it looks tinted where I sit too, because the way he's done it, it's a white nothing surrounded by a yellow line, surrounded by orange. And it looks like a really glow. It's actually, in Photoshop, it looks great. What's going to happen in real life, I don't know. I really don't know, because he's got the orange and the gray overlapped. And in Photoshop, he's put the gray first, the orange on top. And in real life woodblock, we can't do that. The gray will just make things look gray and dirty. So I don't know whether the real print will have the glow that we get from this Photoshop. I don't think so. But we'll see. It's chilly in here this morning. You know, not only is the door closed, but we haven't yet fired up any kind of heater yet. We're sort of postponing that. Sizing. We're not sizing here today, but okay, let's get going. My fans are running like crazy this morning, not quite sure why. Nothing else is running in the background. Nothing else. The baby's running in the background. There's another little piece there. Look at that. Easy to make a mistake there. So, maybe we heard that same sound yesterday about the same time. Some kind of helicopter going over. Do this. Oh, questions. Nothing for me, I think you guys are okay. Good, thank you. Keep it up. Just trying to get this done here. It's the last 2 blocks for this print, and I really look forward to getting some test printing done, because this is the print that's supposed to be delivered to subscribers in the first week of January. And that's less than a month away. And I have no idea yet how many subscribers there will be, so we're really behind the 8 ball on this one It's been years since I've been in this late. I think last year's subscription print was ready at the end of October 1st. Okay, now we know which way the brain runs. Sidewalk seems kind of busy out there today. It was a very, very busy weekend out there. Just incredible amount of traffic. In December, it always is the year end in Asakusa, and then the January in Asakusa. It's one of the busiest parts of Tokyo for this part of the year. The bars and restaurants just were packed last night, just everywhere. You saw people being turned away, I was out there last night, came back for a walk about 10:30 or something. And a bunch of people, a dozen people or so, had come out of a bar nearby. And they were looking for some kind of dinner. And they headed for the oyster shack next door. And 10 or so of them came up to the door. And the guy just had to wave them away. They were full. This is Sunday night at 10:30. I can't imagine the amount of alcohol that must go down here on a typical night. zoom in a bit more, I don't know. No, this isn't a key block. This block has no specific key block. This print has no specific key block. There's one bit of an outline block like this that's got the outlines to the figures, but that's all. It doesn't have the outlines to anything else on it, so it's not really a complete key block in the traditional sense. It has multiple key blocks. There's a dark black one on the left, a medium gray, a light red at the back. Today's Monday, so we'll be getting a visit. Cameron will be here. I guess it's 8:20. He'll be here in whatever time, 8:40 or so. He might be here a bit early today, because when it's a Monday, he knows there's lots of stuff built up over the weekend. And this weekend there is lots of stuff built up because we sent out an email about the gift prints late last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday morning or Thursday night or something. So he's got a ton of stuff to do this morning, an absolute ton of file. Garbage truck. There's 172 unanswered mails in his box this morning. $172 unanswered mails. And what they will be orders, PayPal payment notifications, all kinds of stuff, you name it. And he's got to jump on the orders pretty quickly because it's Monday morning here. And we're getting near some of the mailing deadlines for Christmas mailing from the post office. So he's got to first go through his mailbox and filter the jobs. He'll have to process the orders first so that stuff can go to the Ome workshop for shipping. If he's late with that, then they won't be able to ship today. So he's got to do that first thing in the morning. Then he starts to go through and do other emails, answering letters to people and stuff like that. But job number one is process the weekend orders and get them into the system for shipping. God, those women all buy their shoes at exactly the same place, I'm sure. Jed must be packing up this morning over at the Comic Con. Maybe packed up last night. I don't know, the show ran over the weekend. Didn't get a mail from him, not sure how he did. Oh boy, can't catch all this. Sorry, we got going on today here. It's funny you mentioned food of Japan and then Dei-chan, the girl who did the Manikineko. It's funny you mention them in the same sentence because they did, she and her partner, John-san, they did some food prints on their own when they were still living in Hong Kong. When they were exploring wood pottery making in their early stages, they did a bunch of food prints. They did some, like a loaf of bread and stuff like that. And it doesn't sound like a dramatic theme, but they made beautiful, beautiful prints with gradations, and the stuff looked pretty almost realistic. I don't have a link for it because I don't think they have it on the net anymore. They were mainly just exploring ideas. But my God, they looked good. But there wasn't any real, emotional level content to them, just simply. I think they did a loaf of bread, a bean jam bun or something. I forget what they did, 3 or 4. Something green. Also, if you remind me too, there is something to show today. Not a show and tell in the old traditional Prince sense, but there's something else that will be fun to show you. I don't know. Box came in yesterday afternoon. Something I've been waiting for a long time, and there's a bunch of Kickstarter backers who've been waiting for this for a long time. The banging and crashing is still, it's the deconstruction of the building across there. It was a 4-story building and now it's down to 2. They're taking it down bit by bit from the top. Oh, here he is, Cameron's here. I thought you'd be a bit early because it's Monday and mailbox waiting. In fact, we were just talking about that when Cameron gets here. How many, your mailbox is showing 172. You've seen it, just check it on the train, did you?
I saw it before the train, I saw 171, but I guess it went up one.
Actually, it's not too bad, because what shows in there, the automatic payments coming
so
through
it's mostly
for
PayPal.
subscriptions.
Yeah.
So, but there's a bunch of orders.
Yep.
bunch of orders. Before I forget, a couple of things. What I did was, because we have a Success Shipping, the new Monica Nickel print and stuff. So I've been following them. And what I did was all the orders that were for things that needed shipping from Asakusa, I processed them.
Oh, thank you.
And did it and took them out. So
Okay.
where they went
So
into
they're
the
gone.
they went into the batch, out of the batch, printed, stored, saved, and you won't even see them. So
All right, thanks.
it's the new print for Manakineko and stuff like that.
Great. So that's online now.
It's online and it's right behind you. It's in
I
the
knew it
shop.
was behind you, but I didn't know that it's
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
online too.
It's
Great.
been online. It's been Facebooked, and we're not out of them yet, but it's getting down there. You know,
Excellent.
she's going to be very happy when she comes in this morning.
Yeah, sure. Ah, here it is, yeah. That's so great. Did you put up separate ones for the 3 different colors?
No, I showed you. You'll see it later on. I just put one of them up there, and I mentioned in the body of the description that she's experimenting with different colors. I
Okay.
showed the 4 of them, and I said something like, I forget what I said down. Ask if you have a specific
Requests.
request. Other than that, we'll just send whatever.
Okay, cool. That's great.
And so far, only one person so far requested I want yellow. The rest have just not said anything. So
Great. Do we risk turning it?
the machine. Yeah, hang on a sec. I guess so.
So you've moved on to the next block.
Yeah, this is number 6 out of 7. I got them both ready here. Cameron catching up on emails here. Okay, I'm gonna put the plug right in here. Wait, where you go? I think, hang on a sec, I turned my hand here. We're good? I think we're good to go. As long as that one's tight, I think we've learned our lesson here. Or I've learned my lessons also. Then there was something else. I know there are a number of things. Somebody ordered, a young man from Germany ordered 2 prints for his parents or grandparents, whatever.
Okay.
And then like a day later, sent another email. Oh, by the way, can I put a German note inside and stuff like that?
Okay.
So when you're sending stuff through to Ome, make sure you read
Yeah.
to the end of the box because
Okay.
there are requests. There's a couple of change of addresses.
Okay. Like, I was gonna send it this way, but instead send it to
Yeah,
me and I'll hand
exactly,
it to them, that kind of
This
thing.
is the advantage of having 2 days off and not doing them because
Yep.
these things have a chance to catch up. So.
Yeah, that's true.
A note for the chat people here, just so you know, it was the first of the month on, what was it, Saturday or
I
something?
think, yeah.
So this is a bit of a, on the first of the month, we have to send out subscription emails and stuff, you know, the new invoices for subscriptions. But Cameron doesn't work on the weekends. He's, you know, he's part of his deal is he's off on the weekends. So the other thing on the first is it's coming to payday. We have to get the payroll ready, but Cameron's not here. So all these things have backed up now, and you are going to be a
Busy guy today.
busy guy today. So
That's okay.
I couldn't even close off November's books because Friday night after you left, like
More
orders still
orders?
came in Friday night, so they're going to be booked in November. You know,
Okay,
so,
I'll check the dates and make sure they're all put on the right.
so I'm, you know, I want to close off my books. I want to get
Yeah.
my chart. How much did we do in November? And I've been
Yeah.
frustrated. I can't do that for the past few days. Cameron!
I'm here, I'm here.
So.
Alright, see you stream. I guess I'm going upstairs. You want me to?
There should be a law that no first of the month should come on a weekend or something.
Should be approximately 2 out of 7. 28%. I think.
Yeah.
Talking about someone said looking on past streams and showed the Hansta being pasted down for the previous block, but didn't talk about the pre-printed sheets lining the Hansta up with before pasting the Hansta down. Are you doing some Photoshop printing again to line up with the key block prints? or-
Yes, this is totally confusing.
Okay.
People keep using the word Hansta, and none of what's happening here is Hansta. Hansta is the word for the line drawing that starts the whole process.
Right.
The transfer sheets are called Kyogo, Zuri, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, this print is it's a real mix. A normal situation is there's one Hansta. It defines the lines of the print, and you then transfer it to do all the colors. But this is not working that way because I don't know, whatever people have been watching the stream. I don't know. Each block defines the subsequent block. So block number 1, the key block, needed extra Photoshop information from Jed. to be combined with it before doing block number 2. That then needed block number 1 to be printed, block number 2 to be printed, then more Photoshop information from Jed
For number 3.
for number 3. And it went cascading down the line here.
Wow.
So this one that I pasted down, you can see the remnants of it here. This is the new Photoshop information that went on top of printed key lines from block number 1. So it's block number 1 plus Photoshop information. And I've got one more such thing to do. It'll be the background block, which is covering the entire print except for these white areas here. So what I'll do is I'll print the key block on a blank piece of paper. I'll print these lights that I'm carving now on a blank piece of paper and then paste that down, and that will define the blank areas. It's complicated, and it really is not the way I want to do things, but it's just the style. We don't have a black line around everything. Is the image still there on the left-hand side of the screen?
Yeah.
Not everything is defined by a single black line. We've defined it by different layers of black line. A black line, a gray line, a red line.
Yeah.
And by doing it this way, it means there's no single Hansta. It's a recipe for disaster.
Is this how many sort of Shinhanga prints were done in the 1920s, 30s,
Yes
40s?
and no. What the Yoshidas did, the classic example of it is the Shinjuku design they did it with a single key block, and they printed that key block in different colors.
Okay.
They rubbed, first they did it all with a light gray, then they came back and printed it again with some red pigment over part of it, blurring and blending it in different places. But that had zones on the print that you could manage with a brush. We can't do that here, because if you look at this line, trying to do the outlines of those people walking in the background in red on the same key block as the ones in the front, you'd end up microscopically painting the thing each impression.
Yeah.
This is an experiment for us to do it this way, and it's a lot of trouble, but we'll see. I'm worried about it mostly because it's on such a small scale. If it was a larger scale, you can see what you're doing, can adjust what you're doing, you can get your brush in there and make some adjustments. Here, we can't, because it's in such a small scale. And the margin of error is micro, micro. So I don't know. Another way to do it would have been just to go with many more multiple blocks, but then the printing just gets chaotic, Whatever, 15, 20 impressions for a print that's only this big, you can't do it because it becomes too expensive. Nobody would pay that kind of price for a print of this size.
Right.
And also, this is a subscription print. They can't be expensive.
Yeah. And they can't take that long to print.
No,
So
exactly.
if you were
Can't take that long
doing
to make,
15
yes,
impressions,
exactly.
a new print every month,
So we could be, what's the word, shooting above our, reaching above something that's actually practical here. So overreaching ourselves. Yeah, overreaching us.
I know the other carvers, they're also going to have to do a similar process, right?
That's why we have to restructure the entire plan this year. We can't send these to Kawasaki-san because she's at the other end of the country.
Yeah.
And we can't do the
Time delays going back and forth.
Yeah. Every block back and forth. So Chong-chan's going to do this, I think. We'll see. I did the first one. He's doing the second one. We'll take it from there.
Meepy Jeep asks, so is Jed altering the design as you carve or give him feedback to adjust for you, or?
He was here last week. He's just leaving today, actually. He was in for the Comic Tokyo. Yeah, I looked at these. I went through what I'd done so far and showed it to him. And he knows what we're doing because he and I talked about it a year ago. So there's nothing he can do yet. He's just hanging on. He's done 3 of them, 4 of them, I think, already.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
And he's going to sit tight now until we get a couple of these actually in production. And we can let him know, Jed, this is not working, or oh my God, we can't do this, or whatever. So he's just going to hold tight for a while. Okay. Did you hear from him over the weekend? I don't know how the show went, or I don't know.
No, I haven't heard that.
That could be good news, because he could have been just so busy, to talk to us, and then in the evenings just crashed. So.
Yeah. I hope he at least got a bathroom break. Because he's the only one running the table.
We offered to
Keep him
send
busy.
people,
Yeah. It's busy. Cameron, when you look into the camera, I get the feeling you're spying on me. If I look directly into the camera, I guess it looks like I'm looking at him. Or her. Treadmill too. Treadmills are...
We had a quiet day in the shop yesterday morning. It became busier in the afternoon, so Nakamura-san and I attacked the flea market again.
Oh no.
A bunch more.
Need more labels?
Yeah, and we put a bunch more big stuff in the flea market. I mean, big as in larger size. Those Adachi reproductions from the 70s, the big ones.
Right. Some more that only fit in the blue folders, or
Yes,
still?
yes,
oh wow.
So.
That big. Okay.
The problem is that when you put them under a web page, you can't see the size, the dimensions. They all look like postcard size print.
Yeah.
So what we did was she stood and posed holding the print, and we put
this is how big it is.
Yeah. So we put those pictures into the catalog description. So it's an introduction to Prince and Nakamura-san.
We're only 2 days, or we're on our 3rd day of December, but over the weekend, was it relatively quiet compared to weekends in November or October?
Inside was a normal weekend for us, very quiet, but outside was insane. More, I've never seen it that busy, just jam packed, and right till late.
Wow.
They were singing and carousing and everything.
Huh.
It was it's the year-end season. It's Bonin Kai season.
Yeah.
The street was jammed, just jammed. Until I went to bed about 10:30, and it was still
just
crazy busy out there.
And it's mostly now, though,
Japanese,
people.
yes, of course. And foreigners who know Osaka may think of it as a tourist area, tourist zone, tourist trap, whatever. But it's a major entertainment area for Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
It has been for centuries around the temple area. And its popularity is growing recently among Japanese because it's become less seedy.
Right.
It's become really a nice, pleasant area with all kinds of really nice places to eat and drink.
Mm.
Yeah. It's been, in most of the post-war period, it's been pretty run down and seedy.
What's the quietest time of year in Japan to visit? Someone said cherry blossom season.
February,
Yeah, February.
But also depends where you are. I mean, if you're going to Niseko, February's not quiet. It's a big deal out there.
Yeah, that's the middle of skiing season.
But other than skiing, February, of course, it's cold and dreary.
Is this area going to be on this block or another block? It looks similarly bright, but I'm not sure if it's the same.
What we're seeing now, the bright is white paper, so it's not on any of the blocks. What the block I'm covering right now is the yellow. And each of the lanterns has a yellow
this will be yellow.
And over there, I just carved it. Those open windows on the right-hand side there have a yellow edge to them, which is what's here.
Yes, okay.
It's left here, the yellow frame to those windows. And then around that will be an orange frame. That's already been carved on the block. So this is the yellow you're seeing here.
Okay.
Inside will be white, empty paper, then yellow, and then these are going to be surrounded by an orange. A little bit of orange.
Okay. Got it. Thanks. Oh, what about Golden Week? Yeah, that's quiet too. Ha ha ha. No. Don't travel Golden Week. I heard an interesting thing that was being debated about Golden Week, because one of the holidays in it right now is the current emperor's birthday. I'm trying to decide whether to make it into a permanent holiday or move on to the next emperor's birthday and get rid of this one, which then gets rid of the whole.
But you can't keep cascading. You can't keep adding a national holiday every time you change the emperor.
That's the whole year will be a national
Yes,
holiday.
so at some point it has to be grandfathered out or whatever.
Yeah. But this one's been here 30 years and has added up to a whole bunch of holidays right in a row, which I'm sure people have appreciated. Because it gives them a chance to go travel or do other things. But
Well, Golden Week itself, it's not actually as important as it was, because now there's many, many, many long weekends through the year. As a policy of government, they've been trying to add at least one every month,
yeah,
so that there's one long weekend every month. They've
Yeah.
shifted around some of the holidays to make sure they're always on a weekend.
yeah,
Holidays that used to be on a date,
yeah. Are now on
23rd, are
a
now
Monday or a
nearest
Friday.
Monday, yeah.
yeah.
So.
So it extends the weekend.
So whereas Golden Week was the only chance, no, it's not. There's
A couple more.
a couple more long weekends every month, really.
So I don't know. It sounds like Japan could use a few more holidays. With how
Well, it
many-
depends who you are. It's funny, because I'm an employer, and every holiday they add means you're off here for one more day, and I'm paying you, and you're not doing any work. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just being, as an employer, you have to. For me, it's just you and me. But with Toyota, they add a new holiday, and that's it. And like 50,000 people are all non-productive for one day,
yeah.
and that does things to factory schedules. And,
Yeah. Choose an auspicious date and call it Emperor's Day or something, just like the U.S. has President's Day, which I think is between Abraham Lincoln's and George
I think
Washington's
the Brits have
birthday.
the same thing, right? Don't they have the Queen's birthday or something? How do they do that? I mean, it hasn't been faced in living memory because she's been there so long.
Yeah, she's
I
been
think they
quite a
have the
long
same
time.
thing. There's something to show this morning, not a classic auction show and tell, but some interesting. Something to show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Some-
something many of the fans, not many, a bunch of the fans have been waiting for over a year, thinking, Dave, what's going on with this?
yeah.
We finally have something to show on it. You've probably forgotten yourself too, actually.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm really curious. You gotta start showing off your tattoos, that's what they said. Oh no. Does Japanese culture have special numbers like Chinese culture does? I wonder. I think.
You mean holiday dates? What do
Yeah,
you mean?
I think numbers, like in China, I think they have avoid the number 4 because it sounds so close to the word for death. And that occasionally happens here in Japan. I've seen some old hotels.
What do you mean occasionally? It's everywhere.
I've
Really?
not encountered it much, but
Our apartment building, 101, 102, 103, 105, 106.
you heard
First
of
floor,
it?
second floor, third floor, fifth floor, sixth floor. That's where I grew up in Hamra. My kids grew
Wow.
up.
I've seen one hotel skip the 4th floor in all my travels around the country.
Is it changing then?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
We had the parking spots outside. Parking spot number 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's really wild.
This is the 1980s. Has it changed since then? Then?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Because I haven't encountered it much at all. So I guess there's that
I mean,
one, but
it's the 13th floor thing in the West, right? Do hotels still have no 13th floor, or are they given up on that thing now?
I don't know. I haven't seen it much. Can someone over in the West let me know? Are they skipping floor 13 still? 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Contar says it varies.
So it still is a thing
regions
somewhere,
and
yeah.
older buildings probably do it more often than newer ones. Huh. You still see 13 skipped on some buildings and sometimes airplane rows. I've never noticed that.
Rows.
Like
Seats
seat
in an
rows.
airplane. Nobody wants to sit in row number 13? Really?
Interesting. I've never heard of that.
I've never thought of that, but I didn't.
Never thought to think of that.
Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, so. Interesting. But wait a minute. I mean, like, the airplane's going to crash. I mean,
But only row 13
only row 13
is
going to die. I mean,
yeah.
what? I don't think that's quite how it works on an airplane, you know. Then same thing in a building. Like, the building's going to catch on fire only the
floor
13th
13.
floor?
Yeah. Or only floor 4.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, I get the deal, don't sit at the back or don't sit at the front of an airplane or something, because that sort of can be a statistical thing. I could get that. You know. But I don't think the 13th floor, sure, the 13th row. Interesting.
Someone shared the link for the image of Nakamura-san holding the standing courtesan.
Ah, good, thank you.
And said, now we just need to know how tall Nakamura-san is.
It's funny, we thought about that, because as I was taking the picture, I said, Nakamura-san, you know, you're a little kind of short. This print's going to look really, really much bigger than it really is. And she's like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
And there was another option. Should we put something else in the picture so that there was another, you know.
Banana for scale. Or something.
Okay. Whatever. She is a human being, so you can see head shape and size and whatever. But we did. She and I laughed about it. You know?
Yeah.
She said, "Let's set the timer. Dave can stand on one side of the print, and she can stand on the other side." And, you know,
Was it only her in the shop with you yesterday?
no, she and I did that job. You know,
okay.
everybody else was downstairs doing print parties and stuff. Kawai-san and Koizumi-san did parties.
Yeah.
And she and I went upstairs and took some pictures for print parties. Took pictures for the flea market. She had done some last year, but she had forgotten how to do it because it had been so long. So
Yeah.
just scanning through to the web. You know. We've got a nice CMS for that. It's working so well.
Ken Halleck. So wearing what row you're sitting on in a plane, it's like making sure you have a good helmet on when you skydive. Really won't make much of a difference, I guess. If things go wrong, which row you're in isn't gonna.
Oh, you mean, okay. But helmets, yeah, whatever. When I was skydiving, helmets, of course. Okay, let's show that package.
Okay, the secret package.
It's not secret. It's not.
It is until you show it. No one knows what it is. And a year ago, what is this?
So we've been waiting for this for a year.
Is it from Kawasaki-san?
It's from Kawasaki-san.
Ah.
First, Koizumi-san opened these and he thought it was from Kanai-san. He opened them and dumped them on my desk, and they didn't need to be dumped on my desk.
Oh no.
What we have is woodblocks, and more woodblocks.
I do know what this is.
Funny enough, I got an email from about this last week. Someone saying, Dave, I don't know, did I miss something? Did you drop my address or something like this? Yeah.
Oops.
Made some lose some. Sorry about that. I'm not on camera. I did that yesterday in the print party too. No, I got it in. So I talked to as it came out. I didn't know it was stuck here. And nobody told me that. When I found it, I went up, I came back. Why didn't you tell me? They were all like, Dave, you don't tell people when their flies open, you know. And I'm the kind of person that I want to hear when my flies open.
Yeah.
Anyway, side. What this is it's the complete, we think complete set of blocks for another print in the Ukiyo-e Hero series, of which there are now going to be 17. After this one gets printed, there are now going to be 17. We showed this key block months ago.
Oh, it looks so dark on the screen.
Okay.
I wonder if
We showed this
There
key
you
block
go.
months ago. You've seen this before when it was done, and I mean literally months ago.
Yeah.
What is this now? This is November. This was ready sometime in the summer.
Yeah.
This is the key block to the image that Jed calls. Do you remember what it's called?
Two Souls Entwined.
Bingo, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, this is the key block for that print, carved by Kawasaki-san, our young carver in Kobe. After she did the key block and the second key block, which is a lighter, it's a black key block and a light blue key block, I did color transfers months ago and sent them to her in Kobe. And it's not that she's super slow. Well, she's sort of slow, but it's not just because she's been doing the subscription print.
Yeah.
So she's been doing all this stuff in the time between doing a monthly subscription print.
Yeah,
And what
two
we've got
projects
here-
going on.
So multiple projects going on. So what we have here are the color blocks. And Sugu-san upstairs, I guess, is going to be the one tabbed to do this, I think. And if only we had someone to help her take a video and,
Yeah. No, that I was going to say. I think the next video is maybe going to be different.
Are we going to get more of that? But where's Dave?
Oh, you'll just have to get another one in right before it, like last time. We made 2 videos before I was able to finish the first one, I think. So.
Color blocks. Okay, and what she's done, of course, she's cut, and she sent me an email about a few things. There's some places she's not quite sure about what to do. For example, there's hair here, and when the hair overlaps the background, or do we try and do a finger thing on the background, So she's left a couple of places uncut. So we will do test printing first, and then after we see the test printing, we will then decide chop away A or chop away B, or a little bit of both, or something like that, whatever. And she's still using such tiny chisels. That's one reason why this takes such a long time. She's using freaking little chop, 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 chop. Get a hammer, yes. I really don't know what to do about this. She's an independent worker. I'm not her boss. We hired her to carve for us. She's a carver, okay. But my God, get some production going. You can't make a living at it at this rate.
Oh yeah, this is the one that had the funny...
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how
different
many
teeth.
faces to use and how many blocks. That's an unused face, and we have 2 on one side. I don't quite remember why that was all happening, but it's so long ago that I don't remember the details of the analysis. Anyway, there we are, gang. This is the color block set for Ukiyo-e Heroes. We're not numbering them, but it's the 17th one. And this was actually publicized and sold and talked about in a year ago September's Kickstarter campaign. And there are people who paid for it at that time in the Kickstarter campaign. And
Getting them soon.
they've been, they're on the way.
They're on the way. They're on the way.
And people have been really, really good. I've had one email, and it wasn't even a complaint, just saying, Dave, just checking up, maybe you got my physical address wrong or something, just seeing where the prints are. And nobody's angry, and I'm so happy with that. People just don't get upset with us. I don't know why. It's more than we deserve. This is over a year.
Yeah.
And I think I promised it in something like, I said it'll be ready next summer or something like that.
Yeah.
July. And having said July or August, it's now December. So I'm half a year late on this.
Yeah.
My God, she's just using a nibbly chisel. Maybe I should just buy one and send it to her.
That's what someone suggested. It says, Dave needs to buy her fat chisel and persuade her for
Yeah, and
Christmas.
send it to her. Yeah, that's actually just the same as she's typing that. I just thought of that. I should just do that.
Yeah.
Actually, although I know exactly what the answer is going to be. In fact, I think she and I did chat about this years ago, because it's not like I just thought about this
You
right
just
now.
noticed it.
And her problem is noise. She lives in a little Japanese house with her mother, surrounded by other little Japanese houses. And she does not want to use a persuader. So she's simply nibbling by hand with a little chisel.
Wow.
And how can I argue with that?
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. You know, I told her, come here, we can help subsidize an apartment for you or something
Yeah.
like this, you know, but she wants to live down there with her mom.
Yeah.
Whatever, I shouldn't even be sarcastic about it. Anyway, there we are again. The Two Souls Entwined print has now reached the next stage of whatever, next stage of production.
Yeah.
What happened to the block I was working on?
I think you have to start over.
It was a block. It's not here. It's not here. It's not beside me here. It's not beside me here. It's
Is
not
it up
behind
there
me.
on those bags in the bottom shelf?
Is that what that is? Yes, that's what it is.
Okay. She should persuade outdoors in a park. Bang, bang. I don't know if that'll work.
It's a thing, you know. Arnold Chonsan, the young boy carving for us, he's got the same situation. He carves at home the quiet stuff,
Yeah.
and he comes here. We have a bench here.
Yeah.
He comes here to do the
Make the noise.
noisy stuff. You know. But she doesn't have that option. So.
Yeah.
And I think myself, she's being overly
Cautious.
cautious. I mean, you don't do that at 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't do it at midnight. But
Yeah.
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, hammering from your house. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's a little old lady in bed next door who is asleep or something, yeah, but talk to your neighbors, figure it out, work through it. You know?
Yeah.
Having said that, maybe she's done that. Maybe she has an obnoxious neighbor who just, you do that one more time and I'll call the police or something. I have no idea. I don't know the backstory.
Heard the jokes about how subtle people are. Japan or
Yeah,
Kyoto or
piano
your
story,
piano
yeah.
playing. You're
Yeah.
getting so much better at the piano.
Yeah.
If your neighbor tells you that, you know you better stop playing.
Yeah.
Maru, she says, I saw a guy practicing his instrument in a graveyard in Tokyo, so I guess that's an actual strategy if your neighbors hate noise.
Well, playing your trumpet out in the park is a deal. It is in any country, I think.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. I don't know. I've seen that in Vancouver, people playing saxophone down on the beach and stuff.
Yeah.
You know. And that happens a lot here. You see a lot of people playing the trumpet or saxophone in the park. I've seen
Yeah.
that anywhere.
Zoom. They suggest.
Stop. Okay. I have no idea. I can't see that. It's up to you, Cameron. I can't see anything.
Okay, you're getting close. Now you have to move over to the side a little bit. I don't know which. You're too close. Back a little bit. How close do you want to be?
Don't ramble. I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. There.
Circle. Are you copying now?
Yep.
I've got time to work. Is this okay? What's our time?
9:15.
Okay.
Time for the other collection of glowing corn. Thanks, contact.
I'll remember that. Having said that, that's probably where Jed copy and pasted it from a Google search.
Corn. That's funny. People wonder if you've ever tried sets of studio LEDs or something to diffuse the light instead of this, or you just prefer this setup with the light? He accidentally dropped it.
Well, I mean, Chonsan uses a big strip LED, which I can't bear, a fluorescent light. I can't believe
Oh, it's the rest of them. So not an LED like the big strip one we have in the print party room.
I'm sure that it would work. I'm just unhappy with this, you know.
Delivery.
Sadako さんか。
お
シリアルピクルスって書いてあります。
Oh, Christmas present. Soka, soka, soka. It's between my birthday and Christmas, so
Yeah.
we have a small tradition here.
Nice.
The other night, Kawai-san and I went for dinner after he worked late. We went out for dinner. We found a new restaurant near here.
Oh.
And it's very, 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 very nice.
Really?
Yeah, we gotta go try it. It's at first we thought it was an antenna shop for the Hokuriku district, up in Ishikawa Prefecture.
Right.
But no, it's a private business. But the guy comes from up there, and he's using products from that region.
Okay.
And it's famous for, of course, seafood,
Right.
being on the Japan Sea coast. It's also famous for things like lacquer, wajima. is
Oh,
in
right.
there.
Okay.
So what he's done is he opened a nice little restaurant, and all the bowls and stuff are all lacquerware. The chopsticks are lacquer. There's no plastic. There's no nothing. Beautiful wooden bowls for the soup and stuff, and the fish, and it's just to die for. Really, really beautiful.
Really?
Just really nice, and not pretentious. Just simple and clean, and not so expensive at all. Fresh and tasty.
Cool.
Really, really nice. And he's got a bunch of products that the lacquer people up there are in the same position as many traditional crafts. Nobody's buying the traditional versions of lacquerware.
Right.
The number of people buying soups, bowl sets and stuff has dropped into next to nothing.
Yeah.
So the lacquer people are trying to find new ways to make new products that use their skills. Something like, we're making pop culture ukiyo.
Yeah.
It's not something that just we have done. Every craftsman in the country is desperately trying to think about how to do this. So what they've done is they've done a bunch of things. For example, they've got a shelf full of beautiful lacquer, what do they call it? Suito. Little thermos bottles
Oh, okay.
for keeping your drinks hot and cold.
and
they've
they're
got traditional lacquerware. Really nice. And I asked the guy, look, they're going to get scratched. He says, no, these are stronger wearing than your typical metal/plastic one.
Huh.
And then they've got a bunch of, they got some furniture, some simple chairs and stuff with lacquer, and they've got skateboards. They've got a whole rack of different skateboards with like the Great Wave on them, whatever,
Yeah.
all done in traditional, handmade lacquer.
Interesting.
And they're not all that expensive.
Yeah.
So I guess the young craftsmen up there are,
Experimenting.
whatever, coming out with stuff like
Ideas.
this.
That's really fun.
So it's a half antenna shop, half. That's all. It's just like a morning and walk by. I mean, a bit more polite than that. This is
なんか話すことだけど
this is Kawai-san. Hi.
What's the name of this place? Ken Hallett said, I want to go when I go back.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I know where it is. It's around the corner from here. Oh, I don't even know the name. I don't know the name.
Okay.
I'll find out and report back. But I just simply I know where it is. Kawai-san, 先日行ったレストラン、石川県のグッズとか北陸のもの。レストランの名前覚えてますか？
それが覚えててあれもらったんだけどね上にある今持ってくるから
まあいいです、後で。はい。
So, good morning, Kawai-san. Good morning, good morning. What's up?
ですよ
We've got the 10 o'clock party today. I'm not quite sure how to handle this. There's 3 people plus 1. And the 3 people they had booked last Thursday for the 1 o'clock party.
Okay.
And
It's this group.
yeah. And just around noon, it was quite a busy day, just around noon, another couple came in and said, can we do a print party? And we looked at the schedule, no, 1 o'clock's booked out, 2:30 it's open. They said, sorry, we have to go to the airport, we can't wait. So 1 o'clock was their only chance. So they left. Then the 1 o'clock party comes on, and this group of 3 people just doesn't show up. Just total no-show. And that's the same people now. They booked again over the weekend, without saying anything about it, just booked again to come. And they stood me up on Thursday and cost me another couple coming to do a print party.
Yeah.
So what should I do with them this morning? And I'm the print party host today, so I'm the one who's supposed to stand here and be friendly to them.
Yeah.
And my instinct is to say, sorry, I can't help you, go away. I just can't abide someone who would do that. How would you do that? Make an appointment and not show up, and then just make another appointment and show up and expect them to be receptive to you.
Yeah.
So I would have liked it just to turn over to staff. So you guys do this, I'm not going to do it. But today I'm the host today. It's me and Kawai-san. And this will be a 4-people party, and I can't ask him to do that by himself. You know?
Yeah.
It's not fair to Kawai-san.
Cody Yami asks, can we stream this print party? Probably
No.
not.
No.
No.
I'll be polite, I'll do it, but I'll be gagging, you know.
Quick question. How much time is the lunch break in Japan? Are you going out for lunch or just eating in the shop? Cameron and Dave.
It's an interesting question because there really is sort of in many environments there's no such thing here in Japan. It's funny, you know, not the way that it is in the West.
Yeah.
And how each corporation and stuff handles it. You know, what happens to the women working in banks and stuff? Do they actually get up from their desk and leave for an hour?
Yeah.
Does that happen in a corporate environment?
I don't know.
So I don't know. I've never been in that kind of a situation. Cameron's a brown bagger for the most part, right?
Yep. Yeah. Bring my food. Usually leftovers. That's good.
Speaking about that restaurant, there's been a number of changes in the restaurants near here. You know, one of the other places, Kawaii and I used to go, Origin, is closed.
Oh.
Origin Shokudo. It was really nice. It was bright, clean, tasty food, no smoking.
Yeah.
Wonderful, and usually quite crowded.
Huh. I wonder.
I can guess because the place they were, the shop itself was right in front of the exit of the Asakusa line, exit number A4. Huge, heavy traffic place.
Yeah. So.
And I can guess their 3-year lease came up and the landlord had said, hey, this is Asakusa, look at this, building prices going up, away we go.
Yeah.
And it probably just pushed them past what they could afford. You know?
So is there something new there?
It's another fast food place. It's a chain, Chinese chain fast food place,
Yeah.
which I guess was willing to pay a higher rent. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the backstory. I'm just hypothesizing.
Yeah.
The other business seemed quite successful. It was always crowded. Reasonable prices, which was the problem, I guess.
Can't have reasonable prices in this neighborhood.
Landlords. Putting first ones against the wall when the revolution comes.
Yeah.
Mercenary landlords. They want to take all the money for themselves. They want to charge the rent just at the highest price that is just not quite enough to kill you, but take all the money for themselves. You know? The Rocks building here, it
Yeah.
opened just before we came, so it's now 5 years. Probably has their 5th anniversary.
Right.
And my God, every couple of weeks something changes. The rents are way too high. Businesses, some businessmen thinks, okay, I'll give it a try, I can maybe make it go, and they can't because the rents are just stunningly expensive.
Yeah.
And the landlord just looks at the land value and says, okay, we're going to take it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many. I mean, a third of that place, not a third, a quarter is empty. You know, waiting
What
for
Rocks
another
building
tenant.
though? It seems there are 3 or 4 over here.
It's the same complex, of course.
Yeah.
The main one with the supermarket downstairs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you go upstairs, you'll find a third of each floor is empty and cordoned off, you know, waiting for the next sucker to come in and put his money on the table.
Interesting.
Instead of taking reasonable rent and having stable tenants that will last for decades,
Yeah.
they just want to charge top market rates. And if somebody goes bankrupt, too bad. There's always some other sucker waiting to come in and try it.
Yeah.
We're really, really fortunate. We're paying her well, but she's not mercenary.
No.
What's our schedule, sir? I've got to get ready for the 10 o'clock party.
18 seconds to 9:30.
And you have an inbox, so
Big
you're
inbox.
waiting to
It's
get up there.
bursting,
Okay,
yeah.
let's do this then. Shut this
Okay.
down, sir. Shut this down.
All right.
Remind everybody, it's Monday. There will be no stream tomorrow
Yep.
because I'm so lazy. I want my day off here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm heading for Olney. Next time you see me, I'll be a kilogram lighter.
Yeah.
I'll be at least a kilogram. Sam. I'll be at least a kilogram lighter next time you see me on Wednesday. Because Tuesday is haircut day.
Okay. Okay, we will
Sign us
see you
off,
on
sir, please.
Wednesday, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.
いや、この人がそうですね。この人行って。あれ、青山さんも。
Okay.
Good night, bye. Good night. Thank you.
話して